Okay, we are on to our third pitch. So we're going to bring to the stage Zeeshan, Caitlin, and Angela, and they have an idea for how group therapy can help students. And I think they're getting their deck shared now. Great. And then, oh, perfect. Angela, whenever you're ready, the timer will start when you start talking.
Imagine a student walking into their classroom every day carrying the weight of overwhelming emotions, anxiety, frustration, anger, without knowing how to manage them. Student lash out, avoid school, or retreat into themselves, struggling to succeed academically or socially. This isn't just one student. It's many students in Ohio schools, and unfortunately, the way we currently support them isn't enough. But what if we could change that? Mental health challenges among students are on the rise, and Ohio schools are not immune. Anxiety, depression, trauma, self-harm, suicidal thoughts, and emotional dysregulation are just some of the issues that many students face. These challenges aren't just affecting their emotional well-being, they're affecting their ability to learn, socialize, and engage with their education. Consider this. Nearly 20% of children in Ohio are reported to have a mental health disorder, with many not receiving the support they need. This affects everyone, from students struggling in the classroom to teachers who are ill-equipped to handle complex emotional behaviors. When students can't manage their emotions or behavior, they fall behind academically, experience high rates of absenteeism, and even drop out of school entirely. It's a crisis, and it affects students, their families, and entire communities. Introducing dialectical behavioral therapy, or DBT. This is an evidence-based therapeutic approach designed to help individuals manage intense emotions, build healthy relationships, and navigate life stressors more effectively. Originally developed for adults with severe mental health issues, DBT has been adapted successfully for adolescents and more recently for schools. By implementing DBT in Ohio schools, we can provide students and practical tools to regulate their emotions, develop coping strategies, and improve their social skills. DBT focuses on 4 key areas: mindfulness, emotional regulation, distress tolerance, and interpersonal effectiveness. These skills are not just for therapy. They can be integrated into daily school life, creating a supportive environment for students and teachers alike. In schools, DBT can be offered through small group sessions, classroom-based instruction, or one-on-one support for students who need extra help. It can be implemented as a school-wide approach or in a targeted interventions, depending on the needs of the students. A pilot program in Washington State saw a 50% reduction in behavioral incidents among students who participated in DBT. These outcomes validate that we're proposing DBT works, and it's something Ohio schools should seriously consider. So what would happen if we implemented DBT in Ohio schools? First, students will learn the critical life skills they need to handle their emotions effectively. Imagine a classroom where students are equipped to stay calm under stress, communicate clearly with their peers, and resolve conflicts constructively. Teachers wouldn't have to spend extra time managing disruptive behavior. Instead, they could focus on teaching, and students could focus on learning. Beyond the classroom, DBT would have long-lasting effects. Students will graduate with stronger emotional intelligence, better coping strategies, and improved mental health, setting them up for success in college, work, and life. For students facing mental health challenges, DBT could be the key to preventing future crises and empowering them to thrive. DBT could be the game changer Ohio schools need to support students' emotional and mental health. If we implement DBT, we'll be giving students the tools to manage their emotions, improve their relationships, and succeed in school and beyond. This is about more than just academic performance. It's about building resilience, emotionally healthy individuals who will contribute positively to our communities. So let's give Ohio students the gift of DBT. Let's give them the skills they need to face the world with confidence, compassion, and a clear sense of how to navigate the ups and downs of life. Together, we can change the future for these students and change the future of Ohio.
Thank you, Angela. What a great pitch. Thank you, Angela, Zeeshan, and Caitlin. Lots of chat already about what a need there is for more mental health services in our schools. So let's bring our panel into this conversation. Our board, superintendent, or Representative Baker, who would like to start?
Well, great job. Congratulations, Ms. Angela. Two things for me. One, I deeply appreciate your energy. Oh my gosh, your passion. It showed, no question about it. I also want you to know I did take special note of the CPS guardrail, highlighting the superintendent needing to make sure the needs of the whole child are not ignored. So thank you for that. Great job. I loved it. Lots of energy.
You.
Yes.
I like the idea too, that the idea that you were kind of sharing, that it can be targeted or it can be a whole school commitment. More and more, the whole school commitment could be much more part of our our one plan or part of how we build a school community. So I think that is very important, that it can be either or do both. I think that's very important.
Thank you.
I just want to share quickly, thank you for the presentation. I absolutely love the advocacy around mental health and ensuring that our students are being supported, and we are fostering right and honoring the whole child. So thank you and great job for the presentation. My one question is there an identified staff that you would want to implement this? Would this be therapists that are implementing DBT? Would it be teachers? And if so, what would that training entail so that DBT is integrated into the schools?
I
So
think, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I was going to tell them that you were going to answer.
So there are all of the people that you have mentioned. It will include the therapists, it will include the psychiatrists, it will include the school teachers. It would be the care coordinated effort that would require, because there are different steps, and we can send you all the details what that look like. The basic foundation of this therapy is that the students or those who are in need, they build a trust with the therapist. So first is the acceptance. So there is a trust built, and then they look up like which therapist they meet their needs, and they go from there. So basically the therapists play the main role, but definitely the school teachers need to get more involved, get trained, because it would require a lot of training from the school teachers on that one, as well as for the therapist that could be involved in that one. So school mental health staff training is critical in the DBT informed strategies. And then the school mental health staff would work with the therapist as well, and also with the administrator and stakeholders to take it on with all the resources they can. I think at this point it's more towards like who's going to pay for it. And that's where we wanted to share the cost wise, like if it is not affordable, how the Medicaid could cover it, what policy issues that need to be highlighted at the state level that we can get funding for the DBT itself, and also engage the state legislators developing some policies that can be implemented across the Ohio.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that. Again, another one that it shows the collaboration that will be needed between the state and the local government in order to implement. But as Vice President Bolton was saying, you know, to be able to do a whole school or to be able to do groups is just so smart that you're changing individual lives, but also cultures of entire schools. Yes, Representative Baker, did you want to add some comments?
Yeah, I was gonna mirror those thoughts, and I think, you know, especially implementing in a whole system, a whole school, you can create kind of exponential impact when the same language is being used by teachers, by everyone, and students can communicate, and I think you'll see exponential impact with that. The other thing I was thinking, you know, one of the governor's big pushes this year is youth mental health, and, you know, being able to tap into that and see years ago and even now, we should still talk about, you know, students can't learn at school if they're hungry. And so we talk about breakfasts and lunch, but students can't learn if they aren't emotionally able to learn. And so I think pushing back in that same way that took years for people to understand that, you know, students have to be feeling safe, feeling a sense of belongings, feeling included in the environment and seen and heard to be able to be vulnerable enough to learn. And so you're really getting at exactly that. So I love it, thinking from a state level how we can support something like this.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And I also want to make sure, I know Caitlin's having some tech problems, but we want to say Caitlin also contributed so much to this group. So we want to say thanks to her as well. So thank you to that group. Thanks to the panel for those great questions and comments.